Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast Dragon Ball edition. Today we are here talking some Dragon Ball Daima and more importantly celebrating the 40th year anniversary officially of the Dragon Ball franchise when the first manga chapter came out. So we have the Dragon Ball expert with us, Mr. Mitch Oso. How are you doing today, sir?
As always, doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Can't believe that it is officially now 40 exact years since the Dragon Ball manga started.
Yep, I just remember like it was yesterday, man, just not even conceived yet, and just, greatness happens, and then bam, here I come entering the world, just adding to that greatness, and well, it's a great time, man. Great time. Good to celebrate 40 freaking years.
Yeah.
Like, truly wild, truly wild.
And we'll get to more of that later. But we have some live stuff that has happened. Last podcast, we got to talk about the first three episodes of Dragon Ball Daima. Since then, already, there's already been one, two, three, four episodes that have already come out. So, Mitch, now that we've been more episodes in and you just did a quick binge before recording, what are your thoughts so far still on the new series?
So far, I like it. I ponder if this is like what Toriyama truly wanted. Like, like what he wanted this entire series to be, because this does give lots of Dragon Ball vibes.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't able to kind of relive the magic of Dragon Ball because it just, the power scaling that occurred in Z, GT Super, it just made these kinds of stories not possible.
Hmm.
And getting everybody nerfed and introducing the Demon Realm, just, you know, Goku just going from, one little town to another little town with minor little story plots for each episode, just like how it was in Dragon Ball. It's nice. I enjoy the pacing, because Z would get it, at least especially with Super. You had, Goku and Vegeta going up against the main antagonist, arguably right at the beginning of the arcs.
Yeah.
And it's it's nice to know or not know like who is like the true main villain. We understand that it's like Goma at the moment here, but there's other pieces to this puzzle that have not been solved yet. So I like it. I like it. I like it that it's a definite change of pace from Z and Super.
Yeah, and you talked about like that Dragon Ball feel, and I agree with that too, because like I mean, you had the three with Glorio, Goku, and Shin traveling, but just like the old school Dragon Ball, there's always someone new joining the adventure. And this time we have a new young, well, she's not even young, she's like 80 something years old.
Yeah, 82
Pansy.
Pansy, yep. Yep. She's filling in that this spot of, Bulma per se. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Yeah, she's interesting so far. Yeah, it was a nice surprise to see that she was the daughter of the is this guy the Demon World king of Demon World 3, or is he just like the King Kadan, or is he just a king of that castle?
I feel like he's the king of that
Like the
third,
mayor
like
of like Demon World 3.
that world, yeah, World Three. And it's funny how you said she's fitting like the Bulma role. With her being like the daughter of that king, it kind of reminded me of the Chi-Chi role from like
Yep.
Dragon Ball.
It's like they combined the two characters into one, essentially. And then
Hmm. Hmm.
I wonder if Toriyama did that on purpose. Well, obviously he did all this on purpose, but um, because it funny that King Kadon in episode five, six, might have been six, um, he offered to allow Goku and Pansy to get married,
Hmm.
which, kind of, you know, resembles, Ox King, giving the blessing of Goku per se, but like it's just I wonder if that was paying homage to that. I don't know, but
And and then Goku drop. He's like, "I'm already married. I already got kids." So they're like, "What?"
I like how Goku said that he wasn't involved in raising his kids
Oh, this
too much.
past episode, God, dude, social media had a field day with that like
It's
one sentence because people were like, "See, that's what he's saying," but then people were like, "Dude, you just got to realize this is after End of Z, so he was dead for 8 years,
yeah.
so he had absolutely nothing to do with Goten," which is true.
Well,
So
here's the thing: is that it's like I mean he did raise Gohan from birth up until Raditz showed up. So I mean for those first like 4 or 5 years, Gohan was attached to his hip.
yeah, that's why
So it
Goku
wasn't.
was weaker in the Raditz thing than Piccolo, because if you remember when they were fighting, they were like, "So, all these years, have you developed a new technique?" And Goku's like, "Uh, actually, no." And Piccolo's like, "What the fuck have you been doing?"
Just it's just the busy raising kids. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Now, if he was meaning that towards like Goten, then yeah,
Yes, yes.
he's absolutely hasn't been involved in Goten's upbringing, um, or the reasoning that you had just mentioned there. So, but yeah, yeah, funny.
Yeah, I like this, like, because this show's been giving us a whole different new, like, world building and things like that. Like, this past episode, learning, like, that Shin has a whole other name.
Yeah, yeah. His name, Nahari,
Yeah.
no, Nahari. I didn't hear what the translation of it was. I just wrote it down, but yeah, I'm not calling him that. Just-
Oh, me either, because no, I'm like, all right. So, like, oh, what's your real birth name? Like, when you were born here? And he just says it so casually.
yeah,
Like, oh, that's your real name? And Goku tried to call me. He's like, nah, I don't like that. I'll just call you what I've been calling you. So,
dude, I'll tell you I can't pronounce the Goma's military police, the
mhm.
Gendarmerie. God, they annoy the piss out of me.
I'm
I
trying to
I
think of fake
cannot.
Red Ribbon Army.
Oh, they're more annoying than Red Ribbon Army. It's just like they whoever's calling in saying that Goku is a wanted man, they are omitting the fact that they got their asses beat by him. Like he should be like like the most dangerous person on like in their database at the moment because he Goku's just smoking the shit out of him. And I just wish I just pray that like they run into Vegeta and Piccolo, and then like those two will not give a hot shit, and they will just like smoke the shit. Like I need to see Vegeta get rid of these guys as if it was Captain Ginyu in in Super. Like he didn't piss around with them. He just blasted his ass and just got rid of them. They're
No.
just so damn annoying.
And then we got to see Gloria and Goku have a little sparring match in like the sixth episode.
Hmm.
Got to see that animation, got to see Goku actually go fully Super Saiyan in this. What were your thoughts on having that little sparring session?
I thought it was good. I like to see Glorio's, his little fighting ability. I kind of was hoping that he was stronger than what he was, in terms of, I mean, the second that Goku went Super Saiyan, it was just GG. So it's like, okay, so Goku is still one of the most overpowered people in this anime shown so far. Seeing Goku easily turn Super Saiyan 1 actually bugged me a little bit because it goes back to what we said at the very beginning. It's just that this resembles Dragon Ball, and while Goku in base form is still giving all the people the work. I mean, in base form, the fact that he can easily freely go into Super Saiyan now, it just kind of bugs me because I feel like it's going to be a bit before we he starts running into issues against people, which it might be the next episode, episode 8 next week, which we'll explain that. But I kind of wanted Goku to struggle to get it. So like think back to GT.
Hmm.
And Goku like he struggled with Super Saiyan 3 because he was in kid form.
Hmm.
Had to go get his tail,
Yep.
which helped him out, but just because his body as a child was not able to handle the transformation of Super Saiyan 3.
Hmm.
That's that's the logic in which I was hoping for. Goku turned Super Saiyan before he fought Glorio for a second.
Hmm.
And that's what I was thinking was actually going to happen was kind of like Goku's initial tapping into Ultra Instinct. He could tap into it, but he can't freely tap into it. And then over time, you know, then he could. So it's just haven't seen Goku struggle yet, and we're 8 episodes in. So that was kind of a bug, but it was still sweet. It was still awesome to see him transform, fight Glorio, and now we know that he has that in his pocket. I do wish that whenever everyone realized how strong Goku was, I wish Shin or somebody was just like, yeah, that's like his basic Super Saiyan transformation. He has other ones, but I'm not sure. And then Goku had been like, yeah, I could feel that I'm not ready for those. I just wanted like a comment, but shit, if anything, you want to know what it should have been? It should have been the Kaioken.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because then again, you could easily start building up those transformations again of importance, but we just skipped the most or the early Dragon Ball Z iconic transformations. Like, come on, missed opportunity there. So
Yeah, because I remember GT, like he didn't do Super Saiyan 3 until Baby was in, like, took over the planet.
yeah,
Like,
yep,
so that was a lot of arcs ago because they fought these other people. And he only went as high as Super Saiyan and took out all those people. And then he did 3 against Baby and then 4
yep,
onward. So, and GT, I don't know how many episodes I was in, but GT was 64, I think, episodes total, and we're at 8 now,
yep.
and we're doing that, or we're gonna have something like it's similar, like he's gonna go Super Saiyan 3 and his body can't take it, and then we
Yeah,
get, but I don't know, because now we're talking about going just fast forwarding to like next week's episode where they're talking about these little guard people who guard the Dragon Balls,
yeah,
and Pansy's like, oh, I don't even think Deborah could have beat him. And there's the power scalers sentence they've been looking for. All right, if
yep.
Deborah couldn't beat him, Deborah, which has been highly debated to this day, if he's stronger than Super Perfect Cell, if he's equal to Super Perfect Cell, is it just the fact
Well,
that Gohan slacked off? Like that whole argument's never going to stop. But
well,
go ahead.
it's like regardless of how strong Deborah is, we already have just a couple of things from Z to help establish this, and that is A, Majin Buu, Fat Buu beat Deborah.
Turn him into a
And
cookie and ate
yep,
him.
turn him to a cookie, made him blind, kind of fucked up his shit, and so on and so forth. And then we have Goku saying that he could have defeated Fat Buu in Super Saiyan 3, but he chose not to for dumb reasons. So it's like
Yeah.
already with that logic, I mean, Goku, in my eyes, then Goku, even at Super Saiyan 2, could compete with these guys are called the Tamagamis,
Hmm.
Tamagamis. So unless they're just like exponentially stronger, like yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they have to be significantly stronger than Deborah. Like they can't have like an arm wrestling competition sort of where it's like even matched. It's
Yeah. And I
yeah,
also want to,
they gotta be Kid Buu level
Yeah.
strength.
Because I was gonna say too, like I don't remember how much time has passed from them beating Kid Buu to this time. Like it's not like over. It's not like 10 or something years or anything crazy like that, obviously. But is it
Here's the
only
thing.
has it only been like 2 months?
This is probably an oversight, but I'll help you with that by making connections that probably are not here. All right. So we don't know exactly how far past Majin Buu this is,
Mhm.
but let me ask you, how far was Beerus after Majin Buu? Do we recall how many years? Was it
I
a
thought
year,
Beerus was a year or
two,
2 years.
year or two? All right. So in episode five, and I distinctly wrote this into my notes. In episode five, Shin mentions to Hypus. Hypus, whatever. He's the guy that King Kadon sent to go pick up Vegeta and Piccolo and Bulma. Yeah, yeah. He says to Hypus that Earth is in Universe 7, and Goku's right next to him, and Goku does not even bring up the fact that Shin said Universe 7.
Hmm.
So it implies, just based off of his reaction, that he already knows that there's multiple universes. And if this is canon, or if this is in the same timeline as everything that we've ever watched, then that would imply that Beerus has already made a appearance. But then that would mean then Goku has
Super
Super
Saiyan
Saiyan
God.
God available. So it's like, so that again, that is probably an oversight that Goku should not know that there are multiple universes, but it's just kind of funny to think that if this isn't that, if this is canon, then yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was episode five, man.
yeah, because it would also be because then you're telling me that it's again, you have two birthday parties that it gets interrupted because Beerus interrupted Bulma's birthday party. And
Yep,
then like this interrupted Trunks's ninth birthday party. So,
yep. I
but
just
no, you're right. That
copy and
universe thing,
paste. We're
they
doing
did,
copying and paste again, man.
yeah.
It's the theme. Copy and paste.
But you're right. He didn't blink at all when he said universes, and I'm pretty sure they didn't think, or maybe they did think that people were gonna see that and be like, "Bro, what do you mean universes? Why didn't Goku just ask a whole bunch of questions?" And
Yep. Like even if he like raised an eyebrow and he's like, "I'll ask about that later. I don't know what it means," or just something. But nope, not at all.
then Glorio. So is Glorio a snake? Like, his stuff ain't adding. His stuff is not adding up a little bit now.
No, every decision that he makes, it's like it's clearly obvious. It's like what are they trying to do? What is he trying to do? Because when they met Pansy and he's trying to take him to the castle, he chooses to go the long way instead of that shortcut route
Hmm.
with the crumbled rocks and all that stuff. Why like why is he procrastinating in that situation? We do see that he has essentially been hired by, Shin's sister Arinzu, if I pronounce her name correctly. She's that mad scientist
Hmm.
um character that was introduced, Shin's sister. So like they're in cahoots, and who knows who knows what's really going on. But yeah. I, I can't tell if he's evil or if he's just work for hire. You know, like will he be a granola, kind of person where he works for, the bad guys, the heaters, but he's actually really just a good guy just because he was taken out of, Demon World 3 and lives in Demon World 1, in which Pansy even mentioned that he was lucky for that.
Hmm.
So obviously, living in Demon World 3 sucks ass. It is literally from rags to riches kind of transformation. So maybe, yeah, maybe he's not evil. He did what he needed to do to survive. So
Yeah. I'm just checking this Battle of Gods scene where Goku's like to Beerus, other universes? What do you mean other universes? And then Beerus
yeah,
is like, yeah, bro, there's other universes, different gods of destructions, blah, blah, blah. And then, like you just said in Daima, he's just sitting there, like,
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. That's a funny thing for you to say, Shin. That's funny. Yeah. Why would you say that? Oh, April Fools, whatever. But uh, but yeah,
like, it's interesting. Like, I am enjoying having like a weekly thing again. Like that
yeah,
is not something I'm taking for granted. It's like, all right, every Friday, I know a Daima episode has come out. I've not listened to the English dub yet. I need to go back and
yeah,
maybe see if they've changed some. Maybe they caught that. Like, hey, this makes no sense if Goku's just nonchalant about hearing about universes because
yeah.
we
Maybe
don't know what this is
they
connected
would
to.
almost have to remove Shin from saying that.
Yeah.
Or change instead of the words Universe 7, he says something else because like you can't just you would have to make a whole nother animation of Goku's reaction on that, and there's no way in hell those cheap fucks are going to do that. Even if this is a $1 billion franchise, they won't add the 30 frames that they probably need to add to illustrate that. But oh well.
It's gonna be interesting when they all oh excuse me when they all meet up. Like when Glorio's ship and Bulma's ship when all of them like all
Yeah.
meet up. Like that's gonna be very interesting.
I got some things here to mention.
Go
Two
ahead.
things because I know you've prepared a huge thing for us to go over. So before we do that, and maybe you even have more stuff about Daima you want to talk about, but there's two things I want to mention. One, I did pay attention and I did notice because I think we had talked about it last podcast. Shin does
Mhm.
sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you're right. We
Because
asked
when
that
they were,
question last month if he
yep,
slept or not.
because we didn't know if Goku was just, keeping his ass up and he didn't sleep or do they sleep, blah, blah, blah. But when they were in that cave before the Minotaur came and Goku and Glorio's fight, we did see all of them sleeping. So they do sleep. Second thing though, is is key and magic
Oh, how Pansy keeps bringing up like, oh
like
my gosh, that's so cool
yeah
magic.
yeah or like it's almost like they're the same thing, just just different universes here. Just call it something different because I'm like, okay, um, what is it? You see Pansy, she picks up that rock from afar.
Hmm.
What is that called? I don't want to say telekinesis, but
I'm pretty sure that is
like
you can it's close to
yeah,
telekinesis.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm all stupid whenever it comes to telepathy is what mind to mind kind of
Yeah.
fuckery and shit like that, and then telekinesis. But like Frieza could do that.
Hmm.
So and so like I would associate that as being just Frieza's key energy, but magic. When Glorio is using this his electric attack, whatever it is, I think back to Dragon Ball, Dead Zone. I
Hmm.
forget the minions' names, but no, not Dead Zone. Was it Dead Zone? No. The World's Strongest.
Hmm.
One of those little fucks. I can't remember. He attacks Goku with an electric attack, shocks him. I can't remember if it was key or whatnot, but like Glorio here is charging up like a freaking um what like I'm trying to think what that it looks like a gun and he shoots it. There was I don't say like Dodon Ray, like Dodon Ray, but it just Yeah, I don't know if they're the same. They just kind of seem the same. Yeah. But they keep talking about magic, and this is the question for you. Did Moro come from the demon realm?
Oh, Moro.
Moro, I'm going back to the super manga, and here's why. This episode 5, in my eyes, had way more information in it than I think people take away from. And here's why I asked this question: if Moro is from the demon realm, okay? Let alone his physical appearance is that of a goat. Goats have been portrayed in demonic settings plenty of times, right? Like
Hmm.
like people have known that if you play Doom, for example, you understand that the icon of sin, which is one of the final antagonists for like Doom 2 and Doom Eternal, for example. Um, Demons, goats, it just makes sense. I did look. Moro has pointy ears.
Hmm.
Um, he hates the gods, which the gods are the Glins from the demon realm. He
Hmm.
hates them. Already, that means then that there's possibly a demon world rivalry that embeds into Moro's personality.
Hmm.
Um, and he uses magic. It was the main thing that was advertised with Moro is that he uses his magic to basically fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And and the thing is that Pansy says in episode 5 that every Majin can do at least one spell at least. So is Moro a Majin?
Oof.
I don't
Uh,
know.
oh.
It's because I didn't like that I didn't know why Moro was the way he was. And I'm not saying he needed to go through some sort of arc. He could have been evil right at the beginning for it, but like all we knew is that this guy was fighting the Kais at the beginning, got locked up in jail, and then came back and was just like, I'm just gonna destroy everything. Like, at least with Frieza, I know that the reason why he's evil is because his dad's evil. At least I know there's some family shit there. Like,
No.
I know why Zamasu is evil because he looks at humanity and he's like, these motherfuckers are bad guys. Why are we working with them? These guys gotta fucking go. And yeah, it's just I'm trying to make a backstory for Moro that probably isn't there, but maybe will be implied in later episodes whenever we go to Demon World 1 or 2.
I like it be I don't know about Majin, but I feel like he being from the demon world would make a lot of sense. Especially since, like you said, his whole stick was magical powers
Mhm.
before he absorbed 7-3. His whole stick was magical powers. Like, oh, I can make you guys like digress your transformations, or I can make you guys. If people remember, God, we're talking about
And
4 years ago. Like he was making Goku Vegeta go down in their levels and
now,
all like,
now
crazy
here,
stuff.
let me make one more stretch of a connection as to why he might be a Majin. All right. So, and again, I don't know the true definition of what a Majin is, so I have to bounce some things off of you. Would we say that Goma is a Majin?
Not the king, the
Yeah,
new
the
king.
king. Yep, the new Demon King. Is he a Majin? I don't
I
know.
would.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's just play it. Let's just and for the people listening in, just understand that I don't understand completely.
Does he already have a wiki?
So
Yeah,
like,
they just have demon realm race. I don't even know what that. Oh,
yeah, let me pull this up here.
yeah, that's his. They don't have Majin. That's his race. Demon realm race.
Okay. Dragon Ball Wiki says a Majin. Yes, oh my God, I'm a kid. Is a term to you refer to numerous demonic and magical beings. Um, okay, so demon realm race, pointy-eared humanoids whose skin comes in a variety of colors. most commonly shades of blue, Moro, or red. Okay. And they can use magic, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here we go. We're just going to say Majin. Okay. We're going to say Majin. Um, so let's say Goma is considered a Majin because he comes from the demon realm. I assume he can use magic because all Majins do, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Then his military police, the Gendarmerie, I would consider them to be Majin. Or at least, they're probably in the same race. I mean, if you're working for them, I mean, maybe. I don't know. So in that episode that we first meet Pansy, episode 4, whatever it was, they
Mhm.
were using a machine to suck the life essence out of people who did not pay tribute. They did not pay the offering, the coins. When they stuck that thing to the back of the neck of the people with the collars and they sucked out the 3 to 9 years of life energy from them, it was the blue ball of their essence that went into that container. That is literally what Moro did to Goku and Vegeta. When they were on New Namek, he beat the shit out of them. He grabbed them by the throats and he sucked the life essence out of them. And then when he dropped their necks and they fell to the ground, they had the essence of their being in his hands, and then he devoured it, which then made him younger, if you recall.
Mhm.
I mean, all of these things are now pointing, in my eyes, that Moro comes from the demon realm.
I, I mean, I don't disagree, but
It's
now it's
it's
just one of
hard
those
not
things.
to. I think I made the most compelling argument that I've ever done, which
Well,
is going to turn up wrong probably again, but it's like this thinking, this logic is they set it up, they don't run with it.
the thing is, we won't know officially, probably for sure or close to it, until Daima is over.
Yeah.
Because when that last episode happens, where they wish the Z fighters as adults again, and they're saying their goodbyes to Glorio and Pansy and all of that, and we never see them ever again. You know that last episode is going to tell us where this is truly connected.
Yeah.
Is Goku going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to King Kai's to train, and then Bulma's going to say something like, oh, make sure you're back for my birthday party. Then we know this is before Battle of Gods. Or they're going to say something like, man, two crazy things back to back. First, we had that God of Destruction come, and then this that we know this is after Battle of Gods before Resurrection F. So we won't know timeline wise or what this is really connected to until this is over,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is the
And who
shitty
knows
part of
when
it.
it'll be over? It's
Yeah,
gonna be a long time.
yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe
I mean,
not. But
this is going weekly, man. Like we're already like last time we did a podcast was there were only 3 episodes in. They're about to be on the eighth one by the time this episode comes out.
dude, here's the awkward thing, and I know we're shifting now a little bit here because you had mentioned this earlier
Hmm.
that these things are coming out weekly now,
Hmm.
which is what we always wanted.
Yep.
Like when the manga was coming out, and we had said that the manga would be probably received better each chapter if it was weekly and not monthly,
Hmm.
because you when Goku passed the Senzu bean to Moro, or we find out Bardock's wish to basically make his kids prosper,
Hmm.
kind of undermined everything that Goku ever did. The fact is that we had said that having one chapter a month let everyone bake and stew in their anger,
Hmm.
that you could not get that off of your chest until the next chapter came out. And when you would watch it, you would kind of move past it and you could enjoy what you're watching. Granted, your feelings were not completely diminished, but I mean, you leave food on the grill for too long at high heat, you're going to burn the shit. And you got to flip it over. I know, weird analogy, but that's the same thing. Now, we are back here with weekly episodes, and so far, so good. I'm liking it. They're not doing anything controversial, like truly controversial. And it also almost uproots what the L7C Dragon Ball edition has done for years. And that was we structured the timing for these videos on the 20th of the month, roughly
Yep.
once a month,
Yep.
and then we would just pump out all of the content from there. But now with these things coming out weekly, we may need to consider, are we going to continue once a month reviews on everything? Are we going to do bi-weekly? Are we going to do weekly? I don't think weekly. I feel like we wouldn't have hour-long episodes. Shit, maybe some of our viewers would like it if we cut down the time per episode. I don't know. But
No, those are all very, very good points. Because, like you said, some people might be like, "Why the 20th?" The 20th is when the manga always came out. If it
yep,
was on a week, if it was during the week, the 20th is when it would always come out. But if like the 20th was on like a Saturday or Sunday, then it would come out like the 18th or 19th, and that's been pre-put into the L7C calendar when we started. That was 4 years ago.
you
So like, even if we're like, oh, it's the 20th. We need to get a Dragon Ball thing out because we were so linked to the manga because the manga was the only live thing. And like you said, now, like, this is our second episode about Daima, and Daima's about to be on episode 8 by the
yeah.
time this episode goes out. So you're right. Like, we are going to have to, like, look at that and be like, how are we going to do that?
How
Because
are we
again,
going to adjust as an organization? I'll
yeah,
I'll say it just like
yeah.
that.
Because like we said, our first Daima review, this is new for me and you because this is the first time we're ever able to review live Dragon Ball content
Hmm.
from a viewing standpoint. Obviously, we had the manga, but like we already said the last podcast, superhero the movie. That was a movie. That's easy. Pick a day. We both see it together. Blah blah. Boom bam. We weren't like reviewing every episode of Heroes. We would just talk about it lightly, like, hey, Heroes came out, blah blah. But like this is like active episodes coming out. I know with other people, with like Andrea, when she does her My Hero ones, we decided we do every fourth episode we do a podcast so that we can
Yeah,
knock out 4 episodes and then so it's not
yeah.
too long and we hit things, but that's something we're gonna have to talk about because we're in uncharted territories with this reviewing live Dragon Ball stuff.
It's fun though.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's so good to have an anime back
yeah. It's gonna
of
be
anything.
it's gonna be so weird when that time comes when we look up in 2025 and we're like, oh, Daima's over? Like it's already been like 3, 4, 5 months.
Well, that'll be nice, because that's what we did. That's what they did on Toonami with Z back in the day.
Hmm.
You would get a new episode like every day of the week. Remember that?
Yeah.
They would
Oh yeah.
like Monday through Friday, you would get a new episode, but they would only do that for like between 1 to 3 months. You would get like in a month you would get, you know, seemingly 10, 20 new episodes. And then they went on a hiatus, like in
Hmm.
terms of new stuff. They would play old stuff, maybe for people to catch back up on if they had missed that episode. And then and then bam, here comes Tom telling you the newest episodes that are coming up. You see that uh, Gohan and Vegeta are both dead. Majin Buu's
I
wreaking
was
havoc.
actually just watching that trailer because I think that's the best one he's ever
Yep.
done.
You see Bulma screaming,
Hmm.
and then yeah, and then you're like, ooh, that was good TV. So it's like that's probably what they'll do for Daima. We'll get maybe through Christmas, maybe
Yeah, and I think, and
16 episodes.
it's
Like I
also
don't
gonna
know.
be funny too when Daima's over and we find out where this is connected to. That people are gonna be like, all right, let's do a rewatch. Let's watch. Let's say if it's connected to Battle, if this is between Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, let's watch this Battle of Gods and then Daima and then Resurrection F in a row, and let's just have a rewatch.
Yep, yep.
But
And it'll be it'll be it'll be something.
it won't be, but we'll keep you guys posted on what's going on with Daima. yeah, as we're going into the new year, and figuring out that's gonna be stuff that we're gonna have to talk about. But it's Dragon Ball. It's the 40th year anniversary. So I had some cool little things that we're just gonna do really, really quickly. So there's 10, I guess, categories.
Well, hold on. Why don't we go over instead of the list that you're about to do here?
Mhm.
You want to do that, and that'll be how we end the podcast. Go
Yeah.
over the last little bits of news here that you shared.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we can't forget about this. Speaking, can't talk about Dragon Ball without Goku, especially a lot of us English dub people. Sean Shemmel had his 56th birthday this past week. That's kind of crazy that he is 56.
56 years old. You know, the photo that you had shared shows
Hmm.
that shows three photos, two characters he's voiced, and then himself in the center, kind of one of
Hmm.
those. Obviously, the left one is the one he's most famous for, Goku, but
Hmm.
you added the one of Goku Black on the right.
Hmm.
I wish that was not Goku Black. I wish that was like King Kai.
Yeah.
Because obviously any Goku character, like you're going to see, like any adult Goku character you're going to see in the English dub. So you get it. But like show us another character that he has done that's iconic and you wish you saw more. But anyways,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah, happy birthday, Sean.
like it's kind of crazy too when you think about it, how he's 56 and over in Japan, she's what, 88?
Yeah, yep.
Like that is wild itself. Sparking Zero is nominated for Best Fighting Game category at the Game Awards 2024. I think that's at the end of the year. Daima Part 1 is going to Dragon Ball Kakarot 2025. And Xenoverse 2 just released their future slate 2, which I haven't watched the full story of it, but I know it made you happy because Jiren gets a little evil energy and he's beating up three gods of destruction and MUI Goku. Like what type of power scaling?
Yeah, I'm just saying that Jiren got a little power up to be able to beat three gods of destruction up, but I'm just saying you had to be real fucking strong to get to that point. Because I
That's
mean,
true. That's true.
I don't see them giving that shit to Yajirobe and him just fucking giving Whis the work. I mean, I don't know what to tell
Oh.
you. It's just
No, that was hilarious. I'm just like, oh my goodness, evil Jiren. But it's crazy how their Xenoverse 2 still going strong. And now with Daima, I mean, Daima's gonna add DLC to every game because now you're gonna add all those characters and they just know what they're doing when they want to know what they're doing.
yo that that they do. So should be good. Should be good. Good
It'll be
games.
interesting because it's gonna be funny too. There's gonna be some people who we talked about it like Kai was their first time watching Dragon Ball or like Super. There's some people right now that Daima is their first time watching anything Dragon Ball related.
That's wild, man. That's freaking crazy.
Like, because some people really did start with Super, and I'm like, how old are you?
Yeah, I wish I wish you didn't say that, man. Now that like I was already trying to get over the fact that, people started this shit with Super. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh God, okay, whatever. But like now the people who started with Super, they're sitting there like, ugh, the next generation, they start with Daima.
I'm
They don't know a damn thing about what's going on.
It's crazy. Oh, there's another thing I didn't post on here because this will probably be out around that time or a little bit after. Obviously, Thanksgiving week for people who celebrate, especially in the States. Macy's Day Parade. This will be the first time that Goku gets to go in his black hair. So they're probably going to promote Daima in that one.
Oh, they
Because
need to.
every other time he's been in the Super Saiyan blue hair. But I do like the black hair parade one better. The
Yeah.
thing better. But no, I think that's really it for the news. But back to the 40th anniversary, November 20th, 1984 was the first chapter of Late Great. Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball was published in the weekly Shonen Jump. So back then, that's when Toriyama was weekly. You have to earn your stripes before you get to monthly. So here we are, 40th year anniversary. So I thought it'd be cool to do some things where we have some categories, 10 categories, and we each name our four favorite in these categories that I just picked so that we can get to 40. So 40
Yep.
for 40 years. Nice, quick. When they're pretty simple. And then let us know when you these questions in the comments or even our friends listening or not our friends or people in other countries. Let us know who your favorites or whatever in these categories are too in the comment section. That'd be very interesting to see. So, Mitch, just to start it off, who are your favorite four characters?
Favorite four characters. Let's see. Let's not drift too far off from probably what mainstream media would
Hmm.
imply. But I mean, uh, always enjoyed Goku. Definitely Vegeta. I think
Hmm.
Vegeta might be just he could possibly be my favorite just because I like the arrogance. I like the trash talking,
Hmm.
and he gets the work a lot when he should get the glory a little bit more. And then Goku, um trying to trying to think favorite characters. Perfect Cell. I thoroughly enjoyed Perfect Cell. Um and favorite characters. Jiren. I'm just gonna say
I was
Jiren.
gonna say, yeah, you like Jaren,
Yep.
he's risen up
Even though
for you.
I even though I think there's way more characters that have way more depth of character than Jiren, sometimes you just need to be strong and you just need to punch. You just need to punch.
That's fair
So,
enough.
but
Uh,
I can make arguments for other characters real quick because like I enjoyed like Dragon Ball TN,
yeah, yeah.
for
So if you
example.
start differentiating like
Yeah.
Saga, but like
Yeah.
not the overall.
Yeah, trying to pick four characters out of this entire franchise, very difficult, especially whenever, I mean, there's five. You could argue there's Dragon Ball, there's Z, there's GT, there's
Mhm.
Super, and Daima. Like picking four out of five true arcs, like series. Yeah, it's like I gotta admit somebody. So
I think my four are not gonna be Goku, Vegeta, Future Trunks, and then Force. I'm gonna throw in Master Roshi for my fourth.
yeah, especially Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Master
Dragon Ball is
Roshi.
the one that's really
Dragon Ball
like.
Master Roshi was, especially whenever he was Jackie Chan,
Mhm.
just in the World Martial Art Tournament. Fantastic, fantastic.
And then we got four favorite story arcs slash sagas. So people listening, that's like Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, Android Saga, Boo Saga, God of Destruction, all the sagas that we've seen. What are your four favorite that you've seen so far?
So going back to Dragon Ball,
Hmm.
um, I enjoyed. I'm going to combine two into one, and that is the the World Martial Arts tournaments.
Ditto. Yep.
Almost all three of them of
Hmm.
Dragon Ball. So they were just so good. And whatnot. Frieza arc
Hmm.
um is great, like spot on. But I want to say though I feel like I enjoyed the Cell and Android saga. Like I know I'm combining those two a little bit there, but I think they're all in the same wavelength there.
Hmm.
Cell saga, I enjoyed a lot. Um, and However, GT, as we have mentioned before, had great story arc ideas.
Yes.
Again, Baby was fantastic. The Shadow Dragons, I would
Hmm.
say, it's just the shortcomings of that arc are apparent. Yeah, I mean, Goku was really the only one truly, truly doing anything in that arc.
Yes.
If if you could have that arc fleshed out where everybody was truly involved from start to finish, that arc would be God tier.
Yeah.
But and then probably the Tournament of Power. Zamasu's great and whatnot. Um, but I just think in the manga or in the anime, just there were there were parts that were kind of opportunities missed per se.
Yeah. So same for me. World tournament. Like if I want to get specific, it'd be the last one with like Piccolo. But I mean, I enjoyed all three of them. The Cell Android Saga. I think that was the best saga. Is he like that? That was because no one expected the ending that they were getting in that Cell saga. Like no one
Hmm.
expected Gohan to be like no one expected that. The Frieza one. I mean, it's just wild to think that Krillin and Gohan and Bulma were literally all by themselves fighting for their lives every day on a planet filled with the Emperor of the Universe's whole army there, and it's just them.
It
And
was
yet,
it was it was great because you got to focus on them, but
hmm
then you had the appropriate level threats for them all throughout that. You started off with Dodoria, you had Zarbon and and whatnot. And then once they got to work, then it was on to the Ginyu Force. And
yep,
then that became too much for them. And then Frieza. So it was a nice progression of various people were the villain and then and then the peak. So it was just good storytelling. But
yeah. So those ones, the Shadow Dragon one, I really want to say just because it circles back, whatever canon or not, to so many things that were brought up during Dragon Ball. With Elder Kai bitching about like you guys keep overusing these Dragon Balls, something bad's gonna happen. And there we go. And like it's finally repercussions for that. Like I just think that's the perfect I think that's the perfect ending to Dragon Ball. Like the thing
yeah,
that you guys have used so much is now the reason all of you might die, and it's finally time to pay up. Like that's
yeah.
really
The
cool.
bill the bill has come due.
I,
It's like, yep,
I want to say I just don't like the kind of the way the moral arc ended because I really liked the moral arc. Like especially like when they got to Earth and like everyone was fighting, like
yeah,
Yamcha and all of them. It's just I just don't like the ending. But
yeah. Agreed.
The Boo one, the only reason I would even say the Boo one is like Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The way I think Tom's intros were at his absolute best during the Boo saga. So maybe that's bring, but and the Tournament of Power just pissed me off because it made no sense that like those 48 minutes should have been done so long ago.
I
Uh,
will say, I will say the Tournament of Power is definitely the weakest of the four, and which I had mentioned was my favorite because I wish Universe 7 wasn't the one just smoking all the other universes. Like, like they essentially eliminated everybody.
pretty from
And
universe wise, yes, they eliminated
yeah,
everyone.
it's like I wanted to see like like other universes be knocking because in battle royale games, you drop on the map wherever you are, you take care of your fights there, and then everyone who's remaining is is left in the middle at the very end. But how the Tournament of Power was structured, it was, in the anime, Universe 7, they ran through Universe 9, you know, they ran through like seemingly, Universe 3, the machines, Universe 2, where Ruby Ann, they gave the work on Universe 6, um, minus hit, and then
They always had the finishing blow to anytime a universe was about to be erased, it was because Universe 7 did the finishing blow,
yeah,
which
and
was booed, but it's okay. We'll see. What about your
yeah.
favorite movies? Four favorite movies.
Broly,
Yeah.
both Brolys.
Well, there's four of them, so
Okay, fair enough. Broly 1 and Broly 4.
okay. Okay. I
Um,
agree. I
just
agree with those two.
yeah, pretty amazing stuff there. Um, Hmm. Favorite movies. I distinctly always remember like enjoying like Dead Zone.
Hmm.
Um, because hell, you got to see a little bit of commie fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like we hadn't seen that since, the World Martial Arts Tournament with Piccolo.
Hmm.
Like whenever he entered and he tried to, you know, blah blah blah.
Did you bring up that one? Like one that I'm really contemplating putting in my favorite four. Dude, Tree of Might, because that's the last time like the real Z fighters were all like fighting.
Yeah, Tree of Might, pretty pretty up there. But and then I was thinking of like the Android, like Android 13.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't hold that one as high up there. Um, and I mean, yeah, had some pretty cool moments, like Trunks fighting Tien. I mean,
Hmm.
that was actually real enjoyable. Um, Definitely not BoJack because BoJack,
Last time we saw Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan too.
I just wish BoJack gave Teen Gohan just a little bit more of a fight. But but again, these movies they play off of what happened in the manga or like happened in the show. And when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2, Cell stood no chance. So BoJack has to stand no chance. But um
Dude,
yeah,
one
just
for me, I think my third one, it's gonna be Cooler. Cooler's Revenge. Like the first
yes,
time seeing
yes.
Cooler.
Yep. First time seeing Cooler. Even the second Cooler I
Second one
enjoyed.
was good too. I liked it.
Yeah. Both of them there. Um Definitely not Broly, Second Coming or to sure as fuck not Bio Broly. Um, I don't want to say Battle of Gods or Resurrection F. Now I have pondered during this part of the discussion, where do I put superhero? Like,
Mhm.
where do I put that one? I I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But I just I don't know. Maybe it's the nostalgia factor
Mhm.
of these other movies I've mentioned that puts that in front of, you know, Hero for me.
I know a lot of people. I mean, you didn't even mention like Fusion Reborn or like where we first see Gogeta for the first time, and we talked about Sean. Sean probably having his best
I'll be honest with
transformation
you.
ever.
As you mention it, I'm sitting here like shit. Like I just
Probably.
got called out. Still,
Probably
like,
his probably Sean's best. Well, I don't want to say best because the original is always the original, but probably one of his best transformation scenes ever when he goes Super Saiyan 3 and
yeah,
Fusion and he's yelling the whole time. So
yeah. Sean put in a lot of work for Super Saiyan 3. Very,
yeah, I probably put Fusion Reborn. Wish they would have continued and actually seen the Goku Pikkon rematch.
yeah, definitely.
But no, I think mine would be the Broly. Broly's
Not
cooler and
Harutogon. I'll tell you, not Harutogon.
I only like Gun because I got to see Dragon Fist for the first time.
The move was good, but like I've mentioned before, Goku should not have been the one to beat him.
No, that really should have been Tabiano Trunks. And the fact that Goku went Super Saiyan, he did have the line, "Fight me if you're ready to die." I was like, "Oh, this is over." So I was like,
It's
"Okay."
it was just yeah. I mean, even in that movie, you had another kick-ass moment when Vegeta put up the force field to protect the people that were in the building.
Yeah, who were just working their 9 to 5s.
Yeah, they're working 9 to 5, and then giant demon-looking Harutogon thing just comes out of nowhere. But now this will be maybe a discussion for another time. Is Tapion or Harutogon from
Demons.
the Demon Realm?
Yeah, well, that'll definitely be a discussion for another
Because
day so we can stay on top.
Tapion definitely does look like a Kai. He's got pointy ears, and but granted, it says he's from a planet called Konat, whatever. Anyways, but that's in Universe 7. Harutogon, I mean, that motherfucker looks like a demon.
Yeah.
He just
Well,
he needs to go to hell. So.
You're gonna pick. So which one are you gonna go for your fourth?
All right, so I said Broly.
Mhm. And then I don't know if you.
I'm doing Tree of Might
Okay.
over
Okay.
Dead Zone. Um, and I'm gonna pick Cooler. Um, I'm gonna pick Cooler 2
Okay. Okay. Well,
because I mean, again, it goes back to the second that Goku turned Super Saiyan, Cooler got smoked.
oh, in
In
the
his
first one,
in
yeah.
Yeah, in the first one, in his newest form, his newest transformation, like you could have said, okay, Goku against Final Form Frieza, you know, they kind of went at it, but Goku clearly had an advantage. Cooler had another transformation.
Hmm.
And when Goku went Super Saiyan, he smoked the shit out of it. So I'll say Cooler too, because once Goku and Vegeta worked so hard to kill Meta Cooler 1, and then the 1,000 came sliding down the mountainside,
Hmm.
you're like, oh my God, what are they gonna fucking do here?
That's a good point. Four favorite sand transformations.
Sand transformations, or can we just do transformations?
You can do transformation. I made it sand just so it could be more, I don't want to say more easier, but easier. But if you want to do any transformations, you can go ahead.
Transformations, cells.
Okay.
Because Cells was just not just I mean he had to find the androids to achieve that. So there was a story behind that, you know, and a gruesome one. It wasn't just like, oh, if you go and train a lot, you train your mind here. I mean, he was basically kidnapping people to transform. Just something unique and great. Super Saiyan 1 transformation, just pure iconic. I want to say the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, but specifically Teen Gohan's. I'll say the Golden Great Ape of
Okay.
Goku, that one, because and then what it led to then Super Saiyan 4. I do not include the God transformations. Ultra Instinct, I would put up there as like favorite because it really is badass. Um, but it's hard to compete with some of the other ones. I could probably replace it with Cell, but I also then think I'm just being, cliche for that. Um,
Hmm.
Rose was cool. Um, I'm not saying Ribrianne. Fuck that. I'm not saying, Universe 3 and their Mega Morphing Power Rangers, Megazord. Um, Trying to think of any of the other ones real quick. Um, I don't care on the same level. I don't care about, Beast Gohan or Orange Piccolo. Piccolo's transformations from Kami and Nail, those were those I could put those into my favorites, um, but yeah. I don't care about Majin Buu's.
Oh, so just for like the sand ones for me, it just goes first Super Saiyan 4, second Super Saiyan 1, third Super Saiyan 2. I'd probably put 2 over 1 because I like the lightning. And
Yeah,
then I people are gonna actually be kind of surprised. Like I actually do like Super Saiyan God, but that's just because my favorite color is red. And
yeah.
like,
But you could
but
say Kaioken.
I mean, but Kaioken, yeah. If I'm not just saying like sand transformations, but I do like Kaioken. And then the ones that you named, I don't. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what Ultra Ego is going to look like animated. I'm pretty sure they're going to make that look cool, but I need to see it before I say anything with that. I mean, Topo's one was all right. I mean, the Golden Frieza transformation was cool, like when his music starts playing.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, nothing really too crazy there. What are your favorite attacks?
Favorite attacks. We'll just say the Kamehameha.
Hmm.
We'll say the Final Flash
Hmm.
because of the moments of those. Like they're kind of bland attacks, but like in the moments they're pretty sweet. Because like Destructo Disc is badass.
Hmm.
Um and let's I had something in my mind. I'm just trying to remember it now. Special Beam Cannon, the
Hmm.
Patrick Slayer, as we have mentioned. Uh, Solar Flare is cool. Does
Hmm.
no harm, but that's such a troll attack at the moment that. But you're saying attacks, not techniques,
Yeah.
because then like where then I'm not including then instant transmission. I'm not
Nah.
including multi-form. Um, so
No,
yeah,
just attack.
because
Um, well, I'm gonna final explosion. Just gonna throw
just
throw
just
that out
just
there.
that's
Um,
yep.
and then you
Either
already,
I'm going to win or I'm going to die. Love it.
yeah, and you
Love
already named like some of the other ones. So I'm trying to think some other ones outside. Neo Tri-Beam. I mean that did a lot more than I thought it would ever do, especially against Cell.
what was the one that Android 16 did where he took his hands off and then
Oh,
pulled
Hell's Flash. Yeah,
Hell's Flash?
that's a good one.
Oh, Piccolo. I'm thinking of that entire 20 episodes straight there. You had Hellzone Grenade.
Yep. Yep.
Um and what was the other one
Light
that Piccolo?
Grenade.
Yep, like Grenade. Like you saw some iconic shit with that one. Yep, Hellzone Grenade, that was pretty good.
I mean, I like Trunks's burning attack. Just because it led into like him slicing up Frieza. Um, even though he's such an asshole, like, and again, this is because you already picked some. There's nothing more efficient and easy than a good old death beam.
Oh, just from Frieza, just blasting the
Yeah, just
absolute out of somebody with 40 of those things,
yeah,
man.
like there's it's just nice. It's not flashy, it's efficient, gets the job done, and then you're out of there. And I guess you mean we could say it's an attack more a technique. No, it's more a technique. I was gonna say the Hakai.
Yeah, Hakai. Yeah, because that was one of the most iconic scenes I would say in the entire franchise was when we actually saw Beerus Hakai Zamasu.
Yeah.
Like that thing transcended. That was so amazing.
So
So,
now your four favorite Earthlings.
oh.
Oh,
One, because I'm thinking of Zamasu,
mhm.
now I want to think of Vegito. That's what was that sword? The sword that they made
Spear.
with the hand.
Oh, with
You know,
Vegito sword. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
Vegito and Zamasu did it too. Like,
Oh, well, you're saying that now. It makes me think of the fusions. Stardust Breaker, aka Soul Punisher, whatever movie you want to
yeah,
call it, whatever
whatever
it's
movie
called.
game you were playing. Yep.
Yeah. So
So,
that from Gogeta, that move was crazy. So, and then the final Kamehameha. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But who are your favorite four Earthlings?
Tien, Hercule, Krillin, Master Roshi. But those were the fighters because then you have Bulma there too.
Yep.
But you could go um, depending on how you enjoy like Dragon Ball itself. And, you got Yamcha there as well. I doubt you would say Oolong or Poor or Chaozu or like whatnot. Let's see. I wish again Toriyama forgot about her, but I wish Marin was more like involved because Dragon Ball Marin um
I want to know what
was
she's doing.
I hopefully not sneezing.
Oh, Mary, you mean Launch? Because you said Mary. Yeah.
Launch, not Marin.
Well, Launch wants to be with Tien.
Maybe we don't see Tien too often. I mean,
No,
maybe
we don't.
yeah, launch. Yeah,
You know, it's crazy. Just on a side note, like after they beat Cell, Tien told him he's like, "Oh, I don't know the next time I'll see you guys." Like he really just basically said, "I'm off the team. Like
That
I'm
is
gonna I'm
literally,
gonna do
that
my
is
own
literally the
thing."
guy. That's literally the guy at graduation that you never see again.
Yeah, like he really left. Like him and Chelsea, they're like, we'll never see you guys again. He didn't go to any of the parties, like even in Super and any of this stuff. Like he only showed up. He literally showed up. You saw him when Goku was going Super Saiyan 3 in a disclosed location. Then he actually shows up when Boo is like Super Boo Gotenks absorbed. Do you know how long in the saga that is? When the first time you see TN just for him to help a little get smoked. And then in Super, you don't see him until the Tournament of Power.
You know,
Like he really said, like, I'm out of here. But no, I think I already said Master Roshi, Bulma. Uh, now you make me think of Dragon Ball. I mean, I do like Videl. I like Videl, and I mean Hercule. Hercule is just he's hilarious.
yeah.
Speaking of games, four favorite DB games.
Hmm. Board games. So for me, quickly rattling off,
Hmm.
I extremely enjoyed Budokai 2.
Okay, the board game. Yep,
Yep, the board
really
game.
underrated.
Yep, highly underrated. Budokai 3.
Hmm.
Budokai 3 might be my favorite of all time. I
Yeah.
had so many memories with Budokai 3.
Hmm.
Um, and Xenoverse 2
Hmm.
and not Xenoverse 1. Xenoverse 1 had a great moment with Demigod. I love Demigod, but the season pass bullshit that was occurring back then, yeah, screw that.
Mm.
Trying to think of the last. What would be my fourth game?
Remember, you still got. I mean, there are the handhelds.
Dude, I got my ass kicked in Legacy of Goku so hard that I didn't
Saquon. Oh, side note, Saquon Barkley just busted another run. I think.
out for what is that, his 39th of the day? I don't know. He's just going nuts. Um, See, like, just because of where I am in my life at the moment, like, I haven't played Kakarot.
Mhm.
I haven't played Sparking Zero yet. That I might get shamed for that. Just haven't had the moment to actually do it. I'm thinking back to the days when you and I would play Burst Limit against each other. Like, it's one of those. So I'll say Burst Limit just because of the enjoyment that we had in college with it. So, because I didn't get into Raging Blast and the Budokai Tenkaichi series. I played the first one, and I actually didn't get the chance to play the second and third one. So, but yeah.
So, and that run was a 72-yard run.
Oh my God.
I would say Budokai 3, I'll never forget like just getting that on Christmas and where I was at Christmas that year. So Budokai 3, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on PlayStation 2 because I had a lot of memories with friends in the basement playing that one. Um, Xenoverse 2. I mean, Xenoverse 2 just redefined what longevity and
Yeah, what a Dragon
DLC.
Ball game could do.
Yeah. And like being able to create your own person, like who doesn't want to create their own Dragon Ball person and have all these moves that we're talking about? Um, so I don't know if I would put any of the new games just yet. There probably will be, but until then, I'm gonna put Legacy of Goku 2 because that was such an upgrade from Legacy of Goku 1. Because
Oh yeah.
Legacy of Goku 1 was hard. Like that, you would die to a wolf every 2 seconds. Like that game was BS.
Yes.
But they upped it in Legacy of Goku 2. I don't like when Goku died, you never got to play with him again. You had to play with Hercule. That sucked, but it was what it was.
That's hilarious.
Um, now favorite or detestable, however you want to see. Four villains. Your four villains.
Or villains. Now they don't have to be the main villain, right?
No, just your four favorites.
All right. I would put Cell.
Hmm.
I would try to think though if I enjoyed imperfect cell the most or perfect cell the most. Not semi-perfect cell. He was kind of dull to me. Um, it was just imperfect cell. The creepiness of him made him when he decimated Gingertown,
Hmm.
like, and you watched him just absorb the essence of that rich guy begging for Piccolo to save his life, and Piccolo just did nothing. He was just in shock by what was occurring.
Hmm.
Um, Great stuff. I will say that while I didn't care as much about the Boo saga as much, still enjoyed it just compared to the other ones. I enjoyed um, like Super Boo, like Gohan absorbed for some.
Yeah.
Um, I thought he was pretty spot on because it was also such a jump in his character once he got Piccolo to
Yes.
help form that personality that Majin Buu was missing. But villains, I've said it before. Tien,
Yeah.
'cause, Tien was a bad guy. Most of these guys are bad guys, and then they become good guys.
Hmm.
Um, and bad guys. I almost want to say Beerus.
I mean, technically, when we first saw him, he was the quote unquote bad guy of the movie.
I won't lie. In a way, he still is a bad guy. I mean, the guy's job is to kill and destroy. It's like I don't care how you if like I don't care how you define that. Literally, that's what Trunks like is fighting against with Zamasu. Like Zamasu thinks that everyone needs to die because they're all bad. But I mean, Beerus is just killing because of some divine intervention that
Yeah.
has tasked him to do that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Beavis
No.
will get a sword cut through him too. But no. Oh, shame on me. We're talking about villains like Baby and Omega Shenron.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So Baby, Omega Shenron, Imperfect Cell, and Tien.
Yeah, when you talked about like the imperfect cell thing, it just took me back to when I was a kid because that was terrifying. Like when you're watching it as a child, seeing like all these people just get sucked, you're like, what is happening?
Dude, and then you start thinking about all the people in Gendertown. Men, women, and children.
Mhm.
They they could not get away.
Yeah, so I would say Cell as well because again, and then the backstory about Cell was just absolutely crazy. Like, oh, from the future, blah blah. Omega Shenron, yes, just because of the whole Dragon Ball thing. Baby being connected to something was talked about, like the Tuffles, all of that. That is great, man. Well, obviously because I keep bringing him back because he's money. Frieza, I think's the greatest villain, obviously, but I don't know if he's one of my favorite because but he's a great villain because he's a racist piece of shit. But I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
if I put him in my favorite. But man,
Yep.
you brought up a Dragon Ball one. I'll do a Dragon Ball one as well. King Piccolo,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
and from what that spawned, like that was crazy. Who top four fights you wish we had have gotten?
Um, so you had mentioned this one, a Vegeta hit rematch.
Yeah, oh yeah. That was the first time the Dragon Ball YouTubers lied to us. It
Yep,
was
that they did. I'm waiting for a Jiren rematch, of course. So we're sticking there to the Tournament of Power. A Beerus rematch, and it's like, and what was the how was the question for
just fights you
fights
wish you
that
would
we
have gotten.
wish we had gotten or we
Mhm.
wish we could get?
Just either or wish you could have gotten like during the series, like the hit Vegeta thing. It's like, oh, I wish we would have had a rematch of that in the Tournament of Power. Like,
Uh, Gohan versus um, brought back to life. Perfect Cell without Gohan being or getting his arm fucked up.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to truly know how strong Perfect Cell got with that Zenkai boost.
Mm,
Would that fight have been deadlocked?
mhm. Okay.
So
That's a good one. That is a good, good one. I mean, it's funny how you brought up, which man, because we didn't get to see these anime. We got to see them in the manga where like Frieza was like trying to destroy all the universe six Saiyans. I wish we would have saw that in the anime. But Frieza verse Frieza verse Hit would be interesting because on like a like who would you take? Like who do you think would be the favorite?
between
Go
who again?
Golden Frieza and Hit. I think that'd be interesting.
I want to say hit, but definitely at the Tournament of Power, probably Golden Frieza.
Yeah, so I think that one. Um, like I would have loved to see that. I would have loved for even so people could shut up about who's stronger. At the end of the Buu saga, if Goku and Gohan would have had a one-on-one fight, Ultimate Gohan still in his prime versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yeah.
I wish that one would have been cool too. I think that one would have ended in a lot of unnecessary debates and a lot of the ones spoilers we just haven't seen yet. Fighting happened, so I don't want to say those yet. So,
Yeah.
and then the last one, funniest characters.
All right. I got my list here for this one. Um, a couple Dragon Ball characters here. Morasaki, he
Okay.
was the ninja for the Red Ribbon Army.
Hmm.
Freaking hilarious, especially when Goku poured boiling hot water down on him. Bacterian, who is the stinky fighter that Krillin had to fight, literally puts his hand down to his pants on his balls just to knock fighters unconscious. But Krillin, having no nose, um, was not affected by that. Master Roshi, because of his antics per se, and then the last one, Jocko. Jocko makes me laugh.
Jocko is funny. He's like, well, what the hell you mean's going on? But um, number one for me, just because he's really based off of freaking like he's such a parody of Hulk Hogan. It's hilarious.
Oh,
Hercule,
Hercule, yes,
yeah,
Hercule over Bacterian, but
yeah, Mister Satan himself. Um, Master Roshi, obviously, he is hilarious. See, I don't want to do differentiating like eras because Dragon Ball Goku was hilarious.
oh, he was great. He was fantastic.
He was just so
And
damn
you can
dumb.
even see that in Daima whenever he says that he has to go poop all the time. It's so
Like
good.
he is so damn dumb. Jocko's a good one. I'm trying to think. I do like King Kai because he's a corny, hilarious. Like he laughs at his own jokes, even though his jokes aren't funny.
Hey,
So,
I'm going to let you wrap this up. I apologize to the listeners. I got to take the dog out real quick. Have a great evening, and talk next time.
yeah. With that being said, everyone, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to. We'll be back talking some more Dragon Ball Daima. Thank you everyone for listening to our 40th anniversary special. That being said, L7C podcast signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.